No, I won't stop.
Make sure you check out my sponsor, Cyberpower UK. As always, the link is down in the description. Alright, so what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Garden Warfare 2 video. Today is another top 5 characters, and today we're going to be taking a look at my top 5 worst characters in Garden Warfare 2. Now keep in mind, this is my opinion. Yours may be different, so don't feel too offended if one of these characters is one of your favorite characters in the game, and I'd love to know your top 5 worst characters in the comments down below. Now, I have made a top 5 worst characters before. I actually made it in February 2017, earlier this year. I took a look at that list, and that is totally different to my top 5 list now. Of course, I'm now Master, so every single character has all of the upgrades, apart from, I believe, Party Rose, because for some reason I've not been given the Homan upgrade. But apart from that, every single character is Master. I have all the upgrades, so I can see exactly, with all the upgrades on, how good these characters are. For example, in February, on my top 5 worst characters, I actually had the Hockey Star on that list. But since I've been able to get him to Master, get the overheat upgrades and things like that, and learn to play him properly, he's actually really good, and I definitely wouldn't have him on that list. And the second zombie that was on that list is Breakfast Brains, but since then he's had a massive buff, so the rate of fire at which his fists and his waffles increase in speed has been doubled, so Breakfast Brains is definitely a lot better than he was. So this top 5 list is going to be totally different to what the original list was. Hopefully, guys, do enjoy today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you also click the notification bell so you know exactly when a new upload has gone live. And if you haven't liked the video already, make sure you do so. But anyway, let's get straight in with today's video. So at number 5, we have the Alien Flower. This character was in the original top 5 worst characters, but the Alien Flower was at number 4. The reason why she's been dropped down to number 5 now is that she did get a little bit of a buff. I believe her Spore Mist changed to dealing 3 damage to dealing 4 damage. So there is a slight increase there in damage for her Spore Mist. The reason why I don't like this character though is the rate of fire seems very slow, and yes, she does have her Spore Mist, so if there's any zombies in the Spore Mist you can deal that extra damage. Most of the time the zombies are moving anyway, so the Spore Mist doesn't really do that much damage. So if I want to use a Sunflower which does a single shot amount of damage, I'd use the Mystic Flower because it deals around the same damage if not more, but also has a faster rate of fire. Now, I would say that the Alien Flower is very useful in, like, garden ops and things like that, but most of the time I'm playing multiplayer anyway, so the Alien Flower doesn't really have the full effectiveness of Spore Mist unless you play, like, Suburbanation or Gnome Bomb, and the zombies decide to just stand still the entire time. So, I don't know, the Alien Flower, in my opinion, not a very good character. I feel like the rate of fire should probably be increased a little bit, but overall, the Alien Flower is at number 5. The number 4 spot is taken by Captain Flameface. He's been Master for quite a while now, but for some reason I just don't feel he does enough damage. Yes, you can set the enemy on fire, but of course, because you're a sniper, you're going to be quite far away from the enemy. They could either hide behind cover, get a Sunflower, or put a Heal Flower down to heal themselves, so you're not actually going to take them out with the fire. But just in general, I don't feel like Captain Flameface has enough damage to live up to the rest of the Captain Deadbeards. I feel even Party Man will be able to deal more damage because he has that slightly faster rate of fire, and also can go into party mode a lot easier now because shared vanquishes are now a thing and actually fills up the legendary meter. So overall, Captain Flameface, I don't feel like he does enough damage, especially the fire only deals 5 damage when you have got the upgrade. Before then, it deals 4 damage. So personally, Captain Flameface, not a very powerful Captain Deadbeard in my opinion, and that's why he's at number 4. The number 3 spot is taken by Disco Chomper. Now, I spent a lot of time playing as Disco Chomper while I was getting him to Master, and I just didn't enjoy playing as this character. It's practically the normal Chomper, apart from you can go into Disco mode. The only downside is getting vanquishes with this character with your Chomp. doesn't actually work. You actually need to swallow the zombie to fill up the legendary meter, which I personally don't agree with. It's a legendary character, it should be a lot more powerful, but because you need to get the vanquishes of swallowing the zombie to actually fill up your legendary meter, I feel like you're going to get taken out while swallowing the zombie. So personally, I think the Disco Chomper is probably one of the worst Chompers, if not the worst Chomper for the plants and for the Chomper class, because he's just the normal Chomper, but slightly disco-ier, and you can have the legendary meter. I just feel like if you get a vanquish yourself but it's not swallowed, it should still fill up the legendary meter, so you can get that extra speed, get that extra damage, and actually the Disco Chomper can be a useful character. So that's why the Disco Chomper is at number 3. The number 2 spot is taken by Party Brains. Not really a very good character in my opinion. He doesn't deal a lot of damage with his beam. He doesn't really deal a lot of damage with his fists either. And yes, even though you can get shared vanquishes now to be able to get Party Brains into party time a lot easier, I still don't feel like he's a good character to get yourself a lot of vanquishes. The damage that his fists produce isn't a lot, and when you are in party time, it doesn't increase by that much. I think like the first fist punch increases by like 5, the second one increases by 10, and the third one increases by 15. That's not very good. If you compare that to Toxic Brains, it increases a lot more. So personally, Party Brains, not a very good character. Even though your shared vanquishes do fill up the meter, I still don't think he's very good. So that's why Party Brains is at number 2. And the number 1 spot is taken by Rugby Star. Now, regardless of his abilities, imp punt and sprint tackle, which can get yourself a lot of vanquishes, the Rugby Star in general with his primary weapon sucks. Like, the damage it does for the rate of fire is terrible. It's got a tiny little bit of splash damage. I believe a direct hit will do about 18 damage. But due to the rate of fire of this character, you just don't deal enough damage for if you used any other all-star in the game. Even the Wrestling Star, in my opinion, is better than this character because the rate of fire is slightly quicker, so over a damage per second, you could actually deal more damage with every other all-star in the game. Now, you can get a lot of vanquishes with this character with the imp punt and the sprint tackle and everything like that, but every all-star has that, so it's not unique to the Rugby Star. We're going to be taking a look at his primary weapon, and personally, I just don't think it's very good. I think it either needs to have a damage increase, or a splash damage increase, or just an increase in rate of fire to make the Rugby Star more viable and a better character use in the game. But there we go, guys. That is my top 5 worst characters. At number 5, we have the Alien Flower. At number 4, we have Captain Flameface. Number 3, we have Disco Chomper. At number 2, we have Party Brains. And at number 1, and personally, probably my worst character in Garden Warfare 2, is the Rugby Star. So let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Let me know your top 5 worst characters, and if you haven't liked the video already, make sure you do so. But thank you very much for watching, guys. My name is ZEROxFUSIONZ, and hopefully I'll catch you guys next time.